My enemy is patient. From the moment I was born, he watched me. I don't know why, what crime I committed against him, but my mere existence seemed to offend him. He was there in the hospital room, watching as I came wailing into this world. In that exact instant, he became my enemy. He was subtle at first. When I was a child, I never consciously noticed his presence. He was smart. He watched me play, watched me grow. He was a shadow at the edge of the playground, a stranger in the crowd watching me board the bus for school, an enemy hidden in plain sight, seen by all, noticed by none. He watched as my mother held me in her arms, hiding the fate he had in store for me. I first noticed him when he came for my mother. They told me it was an accident, that it could have happened to anyone, that she was in a better place now, happy and safe. But I knew. He had been watching us both all of these years, waiting for his chance. As I stared down into the grave, silently watching raindrops fall on her casket, I knew that one day he would come for me too. I did what I could. I no longer lived in blissful ignorance of my enemy. I was careful, watchful for the signs of his presence, his coming. I was young, strong, and diligent, but he was patient. He was sly. And as the years passed, as my youth left me, I knew he was still waiting. Watching, I caught glimpses of him sometimes. I knew he was still waiting and watching. I caught glimpses of him sometimes, in a face passing me in the street, in a car driving behind me on a rainy night. As the years went on, I began to see him more. It was slow, excruciating, but he came for me at last. As I lay here, dying in the hospital bed, he watches. Doctors and nurses come and go, but they never see him. Seems that only I see him. He's so patient, waiting, as no amount of stretching could stop the gradual stiffening in my limbs, watching as my teeth slowly decayed and fell from my mouth. My muscles fail me. My heart struggles to function. Its pulse flickers like the flame of a candle stub, barely able to keep the darkness at bay. I'm surrounded by machines that blink and buzz and whir, wires and tubes that slither under my skin. The doctors and nurses whisper and murmur and scuttle about. They're machines too, poking and prodding and working to keep my body alive. Sometimes the machines speak to me, offering comforting words and encouraging lies that I'm getting better. But it's all a show. A show that my enemy watches, closer to me than ever before, waiting. I see him in the corners of the room. I see him peering over the shoulder of the pretty nurse who checks on me every morning. I see him standing at the foot of my bed when I wake up drenched in sweat in the middle of the night. He was there in the hospital room, watching as I came wailing into this world. And he is here now, in the silence as I wait to leave it. I type this with my trembling fingers and my weak, failing eyes, not to ask for help. There is nothing you or anyone else can do for me anymore. This is a warning. My enemy came for me, and he will come for you. He comes for us all. You can fight, struggle. It may take years, decades, maybe even a century, but it does not matter. Death is patient.